Hey guys, happy Sunday. I hope everybody is doing well. I'm doing well, so I hope you are doing well. Today I'm going to be sharing a story with you about a more recent event that happened in my life. And the Bible verse that I will be pulling, what happened from is Galatians 6:9. Let us not become weary with doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. There was a time in my life recently where I was just like going hard, like paying my tithes. I was still dedicated in my ministry. I was just doing what I thought I was supposed to do, but it's like things were just staying the same, or at worst, they were getting worse, So this was when I was buying my house, right? So everybody told me that like the house buying process would be difficult and that, it's going to be stressful and, it's not going to be so easy and peaches and cream. But I was like, whatever. I got this. God got me, I got approved for the mortgage. So obviously, if I was approved for the mortgage, then I must be able to do it. So many things kept happening, but I was still staying true, still going to church, still going to Bible study, still praying, making sure my tithes were paid, just staying steadfast to what I knew I needed to do. Fasting, all of that. And it's like the more I did it, the worse things got. I get a call from the bank one day, your income, we not too happy with it, so we don't know. I'm like, what you mean we don't know? I'm weeks out from closing at this point. So I'm like, and then, what happened? Oh, I had to get flood insurance because of where my house was located back in 99 during Hurricane Floyd. The house that I purchased flooded. So then my flood insurance was through the roof, right? And I was like, okay, this is getting to be a bit much. This is more than what I bargained for. And I kind of got to a point. So let me backtrack. There was another house that I wanted before I got the house that I had. And I wanted that house. It didn't work out. So I put an offer in on this house. And I felt like enough time had passed that I should have heard something back if they were going to accept my offer or not. And I never heard anything back. So literally that day, I talked to my mom that morning because I was living at home, and I was like, hey, I think I'm going to just push pause on trying to buy a house right now because it just doesn't seem to be working out. I was like, maybe I'll just, stack some more bread and we'll revisit this again in a couple months. And she was like, cool, that's not a problem. I don't mind. Boom. So I called my realtor and I was going to tell her the same thing, hey, thank you for working with me and being patient and whatever, but I'm not going to go through. So I literally picked up the phone to call her. And I was like, hey, I just wanted to talk to you. She was like, oh, I was just getting ready to call you. Your offer was accepted. I was like, what? I was calling you to tell you I didn't want to do it anymore. And you calling me to tell me that my offer was accepted. So that was cool. But that was just the beginning. I had no idea what was to come. And I'm single, not married, don't have children. So doing all of that alone, it was hard. But I kept pushing forward because I just knew that if I could get to a closing date, that everything would be okay. And I was supposed to close on my house November 22nd, 6 days before my birthday. It was going to be the best birthday present ever. I didn't close on my house until January 7th. So from November to January, I was in turmoil, it was like watching everything that I worked for crumble. And I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't know if that was a sign that God was telling me, like, he didn't want this for me. Maybe I wanted this for myself, but this isn't what he wanted for me. I didn't know if this was like one of those things where I just needed to continue to be patient. Like, I couldn't figure out why it was just so difficult. Why was it so hard for me to get through this process? The house that I bought, it was left to 7 different people. They were family members. The lady who owned the house left it to her nieces and nephews. So every time I had to get something signed or notarized, it had to be signed 7 different times. Then one of the heirs to this house died. So that made it like everything that could happen, happened. But do y'all see where I'm at right now? I am in my house. I stayed steadfast. I kept paying my tithes. I kept praying. And I finally closed on my house. And that Bible verse, let us not become weary in doing good. Like, I thought that I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. I'm 32 years old. I don't have any children. I have somewhat of a career. So I just felt like that was just what I was supposed to be doing. In my eyes, I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. So I couldn't understand, like, why are things just not working out? And it just taught me patience. Years ago, I started asking God to give me patience. And when I started asking for that, I kept getting put in situations where I had no choice but to be patient, and this was just another one of those times where he was still teaching me to be patient, because there were so many days where I was going to tell them, you know what, you keep the house. I don't want it. Here, take it back. Because it was so stressful. But I got through it. And, the harvest is me having something to call my own, having something, I'm creating generational wealth for my children, my future children. I have something that's mine that nobody can take from me. I mean, unless I don't pay my mortgage, But outside of that, this is mine. I put in the work, I put in the time, and I'm reaping the harvest of my hard work. So, for any of you who feel like you're going through a tough time and you just don't know, pray about it. Ask God, is this what he wants you to do? And if you come back with an answer and this is what he wants you to do and it's still difficult, keep pushing forward. Don't stop. It's going to happen. You just have to be patient. Keep doing God's word and it'll happen for you, baby. Love you guys.